Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for joining us. We are live today on Instagram with Gear Mantra. We are live on Facebook on Rare Blades in Gear, as well as EDC Canada International. We're going to be talking about pocket choppers and some unique everyday blades that put in some work. And we got our usual group with us today and a special guest. So, guys, welcome back.
Hello.
Thank you, Dan. How's everyone?
No complaints.
Doing well.
Ivan, welcome officially to the channel. So Ivan is joining from BC, everyone, and he's a guest on the show today. And we will learn more about Ivan in the show.
Welcome aboard, Evan.
Thank you for having me.
Dan.
It looks like it's pretty sunny. That's what I'm seeing in that little corner beside you, the bright ray of sunshine.
Yeah, I know. It is sunny in BC. That is for sure.
The sun still exists?
Yeah. Not for us, Elton. Not for us.
Yeah.
No complaints here.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, I mean, today's going to be an interesting conversation. We're going to start off with, obviously, some pocket choppers, and then we'll move into some more kind of like specialized, unique blade shapes and stuff like that that actually put in some decent work, and that people may not know are good kind of work options. But before that, let's do our usual. So let's do a pocket dump and see what everyone's carrying today.
Okay, let's start with Elton.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't left the house, so on my wrist, going with my new Invicta Russian diver. And I like to justify wearing something this big because my up close vision is really poor, but I can definitely see the dial on this one. So it's a new favorite of mine. Sharp pointy things. This one matches really nicely.
Look at him, Matt.
Yeah,
That was an accidental match, eh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's this little Spedico UK pen knife. Slip joint. Really still like it. Super slicey. And they're nice LC 200N steel. Really good. And another Spedico. Got my Manix 2 and Spy 27. So, I don't know. I kind of thought color-wise today, yeah, I think it all kind of works. So,
yeah.
and I'm kind of back on the Spedico bandwagon again, too. So, yeah, I got a couple more coming in the mail. So, ZDP 189, stuff like that. So, yep, that's about all I got today since I plan on not leaving the house. So,
nice. Okay, over to you, Dan.
Sure. Let's start with the wrist, I guess. So on the wrist, Citizen Nighthawk. Tried, tested, and true.
Nice.
Don't have to worry about it because it's got that eco drive, right? So it just does the solar thing. Let me grab a couple things from my pocket. As always, EOS titanium wallet, minimalist carry for the wallet. And I have in the pocket a little bit of old school. I don't know if you guys remember this one.
Hisatsu?
The Onotashi.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I don't know why I decided to carry it today, but I just said, why not? So that's in the pocket today, old school CRKT. And because I'm old school, also in the pocket today is a nice little vintage one. So this is a Blackjack Knives.
Oh, wow.
Mamba in Stag.
Yeah, I know this knife. Yeah.
Do you have any fixed blades from them?
I do. Yeah, I got the dagger, and I have one of their big ass machetes kind of things.
Wasn't the Dark Continent part of that series?
It was, yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. That's all I got on me.
Nice. Over to you, Ivan.
Generally, got the Commander.
Nice.
My favorite carry lately. got my Eggplant Gear Society coin. Case was never an option.
Yes, I remember that too.
Nice.
And Focus Works F2 flashlight.
Very nice.
That's
Okay, perfect.
Let's see, Raminder next.
Okay, yeah. So on the wrist today, I have Victorinox Airboss 6. And then I have a small stubby with me today, Graham stubby. Okay, is it focusing or not focusing?
Yeah. Oh, it's focused. Yeah.
Perfect. And then I have a small fixed blade as well to match the topic. A small wooden chopper. This is a V and a chopper version of V.
Nice.
Graham. Thank
Very
you.
nice.
That's it. Okay.
So let's talk pocket choppers to start. So let's move it over to Elton. You can explain this.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
I'm joking.
That is fine.
Inside joke, guys. Inside
Yeah.
joke.
Inside joke. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, as far as a pocket chopper goes, I mean, anything can technically chop. I mean, you can put it in, anything sharp is usually gonna, you're gonna be able to chop. But I personally, IMO, what my definition of a pocket chopper would be is something that has got a lot of belly, it's got a nice thick spine, basically a cleaver or a Warren Cliffy type thing. You're not, I guess you can get into some of the larger spear points with a lot of belly, and definitely they could chop. But I guess, I was just thinking of trends right now. In the last couple of years, a lot of the manufacturers have come out with, folding cleaver type blades. And I mean, we've all seen the Gerber flat irons. I think that was, might have started kind of maybe a little bit in the mainstream a bit, the Gerber flat irons, so
They're
those are
definitely.
Go ahead.
They were definitely. They would say that was definitely the entry point for people.
Yeah, I would say so.
Very reasonably priced, flat grinded. I gave mine to someone. I don't know where the hell it is. But flat grind, very keen edge, very cleaver style blade, and very affordable. I think they were like, what, $50-$60? They weren't very expensive, were they?
Nope, no. That's about right. Yep. Depending on, I mean, in
Even
Cabela's,
that,
I'm sure Cabela's sold a boatload. What was that?
I think Yvonne was
I
saying
think
something.
they were cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Okay, then don't quote me on my prices.
Oh,
I think I got mine for like 40.
That probably would have been the G10 handle too, because then they have the aluminum handled ones now too. So, yeah, and just hop in. Anyone, at any time, hop into the conversation. Any questions or stuff. But I'm going to start with, I mean, a lot of the companies that do deal with big knives, could be classed as big choppers. And I'm sure a lot of knife people know that cold steel's, synonymous with huge overbuilt chopping knives. And anyone that's seen the proof videos, there's your proof right there. So, of course, this is one of mine, and this is a Formax Scout. So this isn't the one in, any of the exotic steels. It'd just be I think it might, OS 10. So, and this one looks a little different because I did rehandle it in some green and black micarta. I don't know. The plastic I just didn't dig. And my one complaint with most cold steels is they just chew up my pockets. So yeah, but I mean, something like this has got the handle length where you can actually come back and you can get a good chop. And you've got the spine thickness as well. So, I mean, pretty much, I mean, this thing doesn't have to have a shaving sharp edge on it. It's going to just power through it. And to me, this is a pocket chopper. I've carried these on many occasions daily. Doesn't bother me at all, but that's a pocket chopper, Then if you move up into, let's say, more of a custom arena. I mean, Medford Praetorian, sorry, definitely a pocket chopper as well. Nice and beefy, girthy blade, girthy. You're looking at just as much thickness as, 4-Max Scout at about, you could probably buy, I don't know, 3 or 4, no, probably 4 or 5 4-Max Scouts for the Medford Praetorian. But again, it's just personal preference. And this one, just because of the weight, handle geometry, or sorry, blade geometry, that's definitely going to be a chopper. Again, that's going to fit in your pocket. Again, another cold steel design, Spartan. That's a little thinner edge, but again, you've got nice belly here. So as you're chopping on something, the edge here is actually going to contact before your hand. So you've got some good mechanics there as well. Again, these don't have to have really, really thin, hair popping sharp edges on them. And in some cases, that's going to be more of a detriment just because, let's say you are chopping on a piece of wood, you're out just camping, messing around, and you hit a knot or something like that. Chances are you might roll or even chip that edge depending on what type of steel you have. So, or, the edge geometry grind on it. So then, kind of just moving down even, got something like the CGRB Tigris. And this is probably one of the thinner choppers. Some may argue that this would go into almost like a pocket kitchen knife. It's almost like a Santoku design, and since it's thinner, it's got a lot of belly. Yeah, definitely this would make a good camp knife. Again, we had to pick out of the knives I've shown you so far. This one probably wouldn't chop as well. It's got the blade size, blade length, blade geometry, but it's pretty thin. You're going to be doing a lot of work, bashing away, to get through any kind of material that you might need. So, and then last but not least, the true
What do you
pocket
mean,
chopper.
last or not least? You're done?
Yeah. We'll move around. You don't see these. I don't know why people don't. I don't know why you don't see these too much. But little tri-tip from Gerber as well. I think this is another one of those little sleepers. And I think they kind of came out around the same time as the flat irons, actually. So probably, almost like a companion to a flat iron in a way. But this is a full tang aluminum handle, and you can choke up on this thing and do some really nice shaving, some nice push cuts, and some really good feather sticking with this little guy. As well as, I mean, if the handle was a little longer, you could come out and you could do a little bit more chopping, but this guy's just got the weight and the edge geometry behind it as well. So tri-tip is definitely, one of those kind of sleepers from Gerber, and definitely it's pocketable. It's got a cool sheath here. It's almost like if you were to put this in your back pocket, you'd almost have it like a thicker wallet. So again, this is a fun little knife, and I just don't know why you don't see them as much. I guess there's just a lot of Gerber haters. They want to focus on the
No,
bad.
I think
It's one of the goods, I would
I
say.
didn't know until you just showed. So I might go and buy one of that because I was not aware that they have this nice little chopper. This is like perfect
Yeah.
kitchen knife, like especially you're camping. This is a nice cleaver.
Yep.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be another one from Cabela's, eh? I mean, I think the only reason I knew about the tri-tip was because I went and I looked at the flat iron. So, yeah, definitely. It's a little heavy, but yeah, no, great knife. Definitely recommend it. I think they're around $50, so you can't
That's
go
pretty
wrong.
good price point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, then
Moving
you
on.
want to show some knives?
Myself or Evan? Who's up?
No, you want to show one or two, and then we will go to one.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
let's stick with what Elton said, and let's go for cold steel, and let's say that this is hypothetically pocketable.
Well, okay. I'm telling you that this particular knife is in so much demand.
It is. I don't know why.
I
Okay.
don't know why.
Okay.
If you,
Honestly, it does fit your pocket. This
Yeah.
is the stupid part. Like it. Here, let me get up. It actually fits. Watch.
Is that the deep carry clip?
No, that's just the regular clip.
I'm kidding.
But like, I mean, like this is the same size as like what's sticking out is the same size as a slip joint, right? But it does fit technically. I will not use the pocket wave feature and do something stupid to myself. But yeah, the reason I brought this one on, obviously, everyone talks about the Espada XL. It's a chopper in the fact that it's got the size, it's got the length, it's got a beautiful edge geometry. It's more about competition cutting, maybe like cutting bottles and whatever. But I mean, they do such a good job on the construction. You could smack some wood and stuff like that with this, and I think it'd survive. But that's the first one. I had to. And Perminder knew I was going to grab it too.
And you know what?
I
What
have
people-
actually 3 or 4 requests.
Yeah,
in the
people-
last 2 weeks asking that if you know anyone who has this one for sale.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? And then to stick with cold steel again. So like, I mean, this is a Voyager, and it's got a good size to it. It's, you know, you can choke down, choke up. It does good work. I think any of the specific blade shapes, this is a Raja 3. It's a lot smaller, but the design of it is meant to just kind of hack at things. So, you know, those are some pretty good options at various sizes. What that kind of shows you, it doesn't need to be gigantic to be a chopper. It has to have the ability to kind of do that work, right? So I think both of these, regardless of the blade geometry shape, will do it. So, and thanks again, Elton, for this guy. I was playing with it yesterday.
You know, it kind of reminds me of a Nesmuk design when I was looking at it, because I hadn't
Yeah.
pulled it out in a long time.
Yeah, no, it's a good little guy.
Yep.
You know, and you can put some good work to her, so that's good. And then talking about that kind of a geometry that you were showing, this is a Kaiser Sheepdog XL.
Oh, you ripped it off. I got one too.
Oh, do you? Okay, yeah. So
Is that
this
Is
the
that
big
brown?
guy.
Brown or green?
Green?
Oh, okay. I got the brown.
Yeah. And so this is another one of those, you know, big choppers. And this, I think, if you look at you know, it's thick, but it's not overly thick. But this reminds me of more of those, you know, those competition cutters where you're doing like bottle and rope and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's what this reminds me of. I don't know if that's an appropriate comparison, but once again, I'd call this kind of a pocket chopper. It fits that look, I think. This is more the look. I don't think a lot of guys that buy something like this honestly will use it as a pocket chopper as much as they will as this is just fun to play with and, you know, cool to carry. So, want to shoot it over to Evan? I got some more, and I'll just jump into those after the fact. But let's get Evan on here.
Yeah, let's go to Evan. Okay, Evan, you're up. Let's see your pocket choppers, and then we will go to your.
So I got one that I would say is a pocket chopper. The Steel Will Plague Doctor. This thing has bit me more than much any other knife that I've had. But it's got a great size, handle's comfortable. You can dip up there.
That's a pretty big blade.
Or go back. Yeah, it's D2. Make a beating. Yeah, it's definitely one that I don't carry often, but should incorporate the rotation a little bit more.
Very nice.
I think that's
my
my
contribution to the pocket chopper.
Okay, and let's see some
Definitely
of your.
get it.
I would definitely like to see some EDC stuff. So let's see some of your EDC collection because I know you're a guest. We want to see what you collect and what type of different items you have. Let's see that.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, it's so. Um, Yellow Day Wreck-It prototype.
Nice.
That was a pretty good score. Dragon Driver, Focus Works, Eric's F1 in the Pond Scum finish. So it's copper with sort of a coating on it. It makes it look kind of glassy. Beautiful lights. Dragon Driver as well. Sort of
and
the
both are made in Canada, right?
lesser version.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Both are made in Canada as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. Chris. Chris made the Yellow Day Energy, and he's in Seashell with the F1. Yeah. This guy's the Echo, sort of the little brother to aluminum, little brother to the basically just low, medium, high, but it's a beautiful, beautiful light. And the brother to that is the aluminum F2, just a low, medium, high.
Nice.
But this is the one I carry all the time. And then, of course, please don't call me a fanboy, but I have an Olight.
Oh yeah, I do have an Olight too.
Pro. There's some people I know that are like, oh, I have an Olight, but it works. So you've seen the Emerson Commander. That used to be pirate logo. You can barely see it there. It didn't last very long, but that was kind of a cool addition to it. Kalis Customs Metalworks, Gentleman Jim.
Love it.
Love this guy.
Yeah, it's beautiful knife.
He does amazing work.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's that, but that one got the E from Focus Works, the little botter with Carl the COVID on there. And then the Doctor. Gotta have. Everybody must have a spork.
I have one actually. It's always in my bag. Yeah, I absolutely love that thing.
Yeah, looks like an eye patch.
I have taken apart. I took apart my mom's entertainment, a Leatherman Wave, and a spork. That had on me at the time, and good pry bar thing. You'd be amazed, and eat your salad afterwards too.
That's straight MacGyver.
Focus Works PC1. My favorite carry. Easy Schmidt Easy Flow 9.
Nice. Is that like the magnetic? Like the cap is magnetic?
No, it's sorry, get up there. It breaks.
Oh, okay.
And the little metal bits on the end just sort of go around the little lip and fasten it on. Really confusing pen for people who don't know, and they're like trying to crack it in half, and I'm like, well, no, do it at the there. That might work a little better. This one from Otmog, I believe is how you say it. Just a aluminum screw top pen. Local guy, works out of one of those Make It studios in Vancouver. He's got a few different versions. I think he's got a clicky one as well. That Focus Works spinner.
I do have
these
a
things.
Focus Works spinner too. Yeah.
Is Focus Works a
Yeah.
Canadian company?
Yes. He's
Okay.
a Canadian guy.
Yeah, based out of Seashell. So the CKG coin and the Eggplant Gear Society, my two favorites. Seen a lot of wear on these. One that not a lot of people carry, but I do just because it's actually come in handy. But lockpicks, just a basic Sparrow set.
Did you ever pick any lock with that?
I have. Yeah, I was just
Okay, good.
up with some family and we showed them, and they quite enjoyed it. All the kids went through and picked locks, and yeah, it's a great sport thing to sort of get into. Just it can be kind of mind-blowing there with it, just picking away and pop. That's perfect. Nothing wrong with that. What is it? The Phantom Power Snuck?
Yeah, Brandon does a good job. Yeah.
And Fab got this one from him, Fabrizio Bella, I believe.
Yeah.
It's just just a little clicky, but it's pretty cool design.
That's called haptic coin, right?
Haptic coin, yeah. My fixed blade from another company. This is the Lynx.
Yeah, North Arm. Yeah.
Yeah, made in BC. So they make the Skaha, which everybody's familiar with.
Yes.
I didn't realize they were a Canadian company. Wow.
Yeah, they are Canadian.
I see them all the time, so I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, based out of Burnaby.
Nice.
And probably the last one I'll finish up with is one of the prides of my collection. Peter Marty's. This is called the Logan Skiing Dude. So it's a double edger with what is it? Moose antler, excuse me, and carbon fiber handle with a star sapphire. Probably not going to get it to work, but a star sapphire set.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
I officiated my friend's wedding years ago, and he had this custom made. He has basically the exact same thing, just a little bigger star sapphire as befitting the groom. And so he had this made for me because we wore kilts and going on for his wedding. So probably the pride of my collection.
Very
obligatory.
Nice. Very cool.
Leatherman. So, and if anybody's interested, the tread. Oh yeah, that's a wave.
I used to own like 2 or 3 treads at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of handy, kind of gimmicky. I have used it, but not for anything really. Yeah, I got it for free from a customer at another job. I said, "Hey, is that the tread?" And he said, "Yeah, here you." Sure. Yeah, he couldn't stand it. It was a Christmas gift, I guess, and he just was like, "I just wear it for the family, but here you go." So yeah, that's pretty much my.
Nice. Thank
you. I guess you can get the watch adapters for those too.
For the tread?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You can turn it into a watch bracelet. Yeah.
that might serve
Okay.
a bit more useful.
Yeah. Okay. Let me show you guys a few of the pocket chopper, not pocket actually. Since you guys are showing some, I thought like let me show you guys some fixed blades, and then we will move from there to the pocket ones. I have some solid fixed blades. This is Cosmo from British Columbia as well. This is one of the badass, I would say, chopper I have in the fixed blade. And then I have this one, this Graham. I think
that looks more like a competition chopper. You know what I mean?
Does
Like
that fit in your pocket? Isn't that supposed to be a pocket chopper?
I can put just like how Dan put it. I can fucking put it. Listen, it matches with my turban, so I had to show it. Okay.
It's probably the same size.
Yeah.
Maybe smaller, to be honest.
Maybe
smaller. But since we're talking about the pocket size, yes, I have a pocket chopper over here.
Yeah, that's a very classic shape.
Wow.
For a pocket chopper. Yeah.
So this is from Graham San Mai.
Are you guys on a first name basis?
Sorry?
Are you on a first name basis with Graham?
What do you mean?
Like,
John?
you just have like a direct line to him?
He's like, what do you mean? Like talk to John every day? Yeah, I do, of course.
Oh, he's in the back room. He's just grinding stuff out for me.
For Graham, I have so much love. So I can go all day long. So here's another, I will say this is a nice little, small little chopper, right? Just because of the blade chip on it. What do you think, Dan?
I think that falls into the second category where, we were talking about pocket choppers and unique shapes that put in work. The Kiridashi is, I want to say the Kiridashi is one of those underutilized blades that you can really put a lot of abuse and work to. And it's designed to do like more than you expect. Like you can take a piece of Kiridashi, like a Kiridashi to a big chunk of wood, and you can carve away like a thick piece of wood with it. So I think it fits into that second part. Like, what's that unique shape? Just like, yeah, that's a unique shape and a unique. That's a chopper for sure. That's what it's designed to be.
This is like I have like three different type of collection. This is all.
You throw those a lot. You get like little mini throwers.
Yeah, this is like mini throwers. But I liked it over the period of time. Like eventually, when I started, I didn't like it. But then this is a different maker. Can you guys see his name, Gallion?
It's in focus now.
Yeah,
pretty much you can just choke up on that blade just like you can with that flat iron, eh?
I really like the small little pocket hatchets, but this is again a nice small little chopper.
Once again, that's a very, so if you took that and elongated it, Parminder, that is a very traditional, like when you watch those competition cutting videos, that's the shape you see more often than not. Just a little bit longer. So that I'd say that's definitely a pocket version of a competition chopper.
Yeah. Okay, so Ivan is switching his camera. Dan, you want to show some more
sure
pocket choppers?
Yeah. Let's go with this is a Bokeh Plus. This is their limited edition anniversary AK-47 flipper, and once again Recurve. It's got that chop ability to it. Still pocketable. Great action. And this is the Bokeh Plus line, so this is not the Germany line, but still very good action. And definitely you can beat the crud out of it. It's an OS 8, so it's meant to take abuse. So that's another good way of looking at that one. One of my favorites for a pocket chopper, not as big, but definitely a brute. This is the Seal XR. And this thing is meant to just chop and hack and beat up and whatever you want. Super thick, good sized chunky handle, huge amount of texturing. So if you're out there wearing gloves and whatnot, this is not going anywhere. So when I'm swinging this, I have so much faith that it's going to do its job and not come flying out of my hand. I know a lot of guys are looking for these. So if you find one, yeah, grab it. 100%. Great knife. The next three are a little bit different, so bear with me. I'm going to save that one to last. Let's go with this guy first. This guy here is not technically a chopper, but so this is an Enzo, and it's a folding Scandi.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think like Enzos are not chopper, but this is 100% used for bushcraft work.
You can take this and baton it. You can smack it into things. I have two of them. This one obviously hasn't been used. The other one is so ugly, and it's upstairs somewhere.
Wow.
But this is designed to do that work, and it does it well, and it does take a beating. And I have faith in this. I'll take this to a big stick. Yeah, it'll take longer, but it's designed to do that kind of work. So beautiful, beautiful knife. And I wanted to have one just for food prep, so this one's a lot cleaner, and great edge on it. The second one, I'm going to bring up a slip joint, and a lot of people have been commenting on this guy. This is the Boker bad guy. And you look at this knife, and yep, that thing is awesome. Definitely a pocket chopper. People don't think you can, chop with a non-locking blade, but you can. But this is just that, once again, it's that shape that lends to that look and look and feel of a chopper. So super great knife. I know a couple people, I think, picked up one of these and reached out to me and said they loved it. So Elton, you're still waiting, right? I think.
Yeah, still on that email list.
Still on that email list.
This list, is it not available in Canada?
It's already
Blades Canada. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then this is, I think, the epitome of the chopper look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This is a Northside Knives custom chopper, friction folder. Great knife. People think you can't chop with a friction folder. I'm like, yes, you can. But what this kind of leans into is now the look, but maybe not the usability of a chopper, right? So just to kind of jump on the bandwagon that Parminder was on, this little guy is a pocket Hocket, right, Parminder?
Hocket. It's called
Hocket. Yeah. So these things, I got one, and I was like, what the hell am I going to do with it? And it looks cool. It looks like an axe and whatever. But, man, I use the crud out of this little thing. It just does work. And because I choke up on it, I put a lot more pressure on this little thing than I thought I would. And what this kind of segues into is the what are those shapes? And what are those blades maybe that aren't as unique that people see that do put in a lot of that work? So if you don't have the real estate for a pocket chopper, what would you do? This thing's a pry bar. It's got a driver bit thing onto it, and it's got a beautiful edge, and you can choke up on it, and it's sturdy. And if I couldn't do a pocket chopper, I would move into this. And that leads you obviously into my favorite blades, which are Kiridashis, right? So these are both Chris Palfy custom Kiridashis. And this is a brute of a blade. You can see how thick that is, right?
Wow.
And this, for as small as this is, like if you look at it in my hand, it disappears almost. I'll put this up to, like, I'll put this through so many tasks, it's not even funny, that I thought would have failed, right? Like, but this does that amount of work.
Yeah, look at the thickness of a blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of what I'm talking about there. So, that kind of leads us into those kind of conversations, right? Like, what's that other blade shape that does work, right? Like, this is a small blade, but it's built so sturdy and tough, and it's such a scalpel edge that I can really go to town with this. And like I said, Kiridashis are my favorite blade style. This is a very inexpensive knife. This is the cold steel Kiridashi, folding Kiridashi. And I've used the hell out of this.
You remember the original ones with the kind of bamboo handles?
Yes.
Had?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yep.
Those were kind of neat. Yeah.
They were super cool. I unfortunately didn't grab one, but yeah. And then that leads you into like shapes that are good, right? So for example, a lot of people like myself, tend to go to an office. So what do you use, right? So one of my favorite shapes is like a sheep's foot, right? Stronger on the tip, right? You can do a little bit of mischievous work with it. But this does a good job in the office because I am in that office, but sometimes you can't use that thin of a blade, right? So,
or the Espada.
Yeah, or the Espada, right? Spear points. I love spear points because they carry a bit of thickness to the tip, so you can do a little bit more work with them. Yes, Elton, don't make fun of me. I have an Urban Jack. No, I do not use it to comb my beard.
Those are awesome.
That's what we're referring to.
Yeah.
Actually, it does work pretty good, to be honest with you.
Does that have a fork too?
No, that's the sausage and whatever.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And so, once again, this is a GEC 14. This is probably my favorite GEC blade style. You can see how that tip, it's got a good amount of stock onto it. So nice and thick and pocketable too, but it does more work than you would think it does, as opposed to something like this. So I just want to show you the difference, right? This is a modified sheep's foot, but you can see how thin, like it just disappears, right? Even on the back spine, it just disappears, as opposed to this 14, which has that traditional spear point. And I know I'm going to do a lot more work with this little guy in my pocket than I am going to do with this guy. So that kind of leads me into that secondary discussion, like those knives that you have that do work. You know, if you can't carry a pocket chopper like me, I can't carry it into work. What else do you got for backup? And I got to admit, Parminder, you were right about this guy. It's a very addictive little
it is really
a tool, and he puts one hell of an edge on it.
Man, don't. Yeah, I cut myself so many times with Grams. Like he does really laser work on that.
But it kind of leads to what Elton was talking about, like with that tri-tip. Like you can like get up onto this, and you can really, like, you have confidence that this will do more work than you that you need it to. So, if you guys can find these, I don't know how hard they're to find. Grab one.
Boker has it.
Boker does make a production one. I ordered it so I can make a comparison, and I think it's like $30.
Yeah.
Are they out of stock too?
No,
they're not out of stock.
They're out of stock.
It's called Boker Hawkett.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's on a list of mine now too. So.
Yeah, because honestly, like Elton, you brought up a good point. Like when you took that tri-tip and you were holding it,
yeah,
I was like, yeah, man, I bet you could do a lot more work than you think with that blade size and style.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's another key thing when pocket chopper, the design of a pocket chopper, but maybe not the size, right? So this is I'll take it to the office and just let her rip. So I don't know, Harinder or Evan or Elton, you guys got something that fits that category that, I can't carry a chopper, but here's that workhorse that I could do.
Yeah, I have few. Let me show you the smaller ones first. Okay.
I think what's really interesting is I'll just really quick here is if a person really looks at that Warncliffe design, now you know what, I'm not going to go into it because I mean you could go down a whole 15 minutes of talking about the Warncliffe design and just about the
you're not wrong. Actually, you're not wrong. I have something over here. You guys know GT is made a traditional razor style, but this is a one of ram's foot style, right? It is like the uniqueness of this particular blade shape is like you get like more cutting out of this particular shape than any other blade shape. Like the comfortable, like you feel more comfortable using this style. For example, this one over here, this is Hi-Fi. This is a collaboration between Tashi and Philip. So this particular blade shape also is like kind of cutting style, right? You want to cut with this, like it is meant to cut, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
And then like Warncliffe style, I think how thickness of the blade also matters. Like you rely on that thickness, So this is Peter Asante blade. Oh gosh, my memory, I forgot the name of this particular blade. Oh, okay, I will remember later on. But this is his clipless design. Yeah, so pretty neat. I think like this Warncliffe style blades are meant to be like the cutting spree. Like I love like how they cut. This is Carol Cams. So
that really looks like a stovepipe. Wow.
yeah.
That's what I thought it was for a minute. Wow.
Yeah, no, it is not a stovepipe. This is
Okay.
like Carol's own design. Carol is making for the longest time. This is his cams, CAMS cams. Yeah. And then you guys have definitely saw this rocket in the pocket. This is in a different blade shape than the spear point. So I think these are like really badass. Like the smaller ones, it's much better, right?
Yeah, but
This
like,
is like
you look at that blade and you see the thickness that it carries through almost to the tip, and you can
yeah.
tell that's going to do work. You know what
Even
I mean?
like the smaller ones. I know this is like too small, but come on, like for office or somewhere like where you're trying to do like a small cutting job, sure. Yeah, I have like a lot of options in terms of like how these blades shape evolved over the period of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meant to be like, look at that, like how you have a finger grip over here, so you can just chop it. It's nice choppers.
I think it's an evolution thing. Like if you
Yeah,
saw what
it's an evolution.
yeah, like you saw what Evan was showing. He showed these flashlights, and my flashlight game is really limited to a couple things.
Yeah,
But
same
I
thing.
remember when I was younger, you wanted a flashlight. You got this 6D cell mag light the size of your leg.
Yeah,
Right? Because you needed the power output. And now Evan can pull out something the size of my pinky that would probably like melt the mag light.
Yeah.
You know, and so one of the things I look at is when you look at these pocket choppers and these new flashlights and stuff, it's about like you want the ability to have this power to cut, to to abuse or to light up, the dark side of the moon, but you don't have the real estate sometimes, right? So Evan, you have to excuse me. I was Googling some of your flashlights and I'm like, why? Like, that's the sun in your pocket. Like, why you need something the size of your pinky that puts out 3,000 lumen? But then I'm like, well, why not? Right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, why not? You could cycle through the lumens and whatnot. So I think that's pretty sweet. And then, Elton, like that, I might actually buy that tri-tip. I'm like, that's a great little knife, man.
Yep.
It looks great. I like the fact that you said it's like a wallet size. I was like looking at that. I'm like, yeah, man, that.
Sorry, which one?
The tri-tip, that little. Can you show
Oh
it
yeah,
again,
yeah.
Elton, please?
Yeah.
Like, look at it. That would disappear in any pack or back pocket.
I'm gonna buy that as well because this is perfect.
I think I'm
for like.
If anyone from Gerber's listening, you owe Elton something because you got a couple of people going to buy these now.
Yeah. G10 and sat finish would be nice on that.
How much was it again? Sorry, Elton.
Like $40-50.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. But as I was going to say about the Warrenclyffe design, and unfortunately I don't have one yet because I'm back on Spyderco, and that is the Yojimbo or Yojumbo series.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dan's probably got one.
No, I got rid of it. It
really.
When I open it, my fat hand pinches my it pinches my fat on my hand. Yes, because I don't flick them.
It's called the meat of your hand.
Yes, thank you. I call it the fat. But you know how everyone does the little Spidey flick with the middle finger?
Yep.
That works just fine. You can even flick it, just do a thumb flick. But because it's sometimes in my office locations, and I always want to make sure I can open a knife without being aggressive. And whenever I did this, right at that point about there, it pinched my finger and I dropped it a couple times. And Perminder knows this, and a couple other people knows. If something like that happens to me, I will literally throw that knife across the table and walk.
Yeah, I know. You.
Yeah, it becomes instant hate, and then I'm just done with it. I'll leave it. I'll just leave it.
Oh,
and that's the end of it. So, it's a cool shape, and that's why I bought it. I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Look at it, and I flicked it. I'm like, this is cool, and I went to open it. I'm like, ow. I'm like, what the hell was that? And then I did it again, and then I can't remember who I gave it to. I literally just threw it on a table in a meeting and said, give me a pencil for trade. I don't care. And you should have been there. I guess you would have got a cheap one.
But I was watching this thing on the actual Yojimbo and how Kelly Warden helped design that whole thing, and just the whole system involved in that. And just, I guess what I was going to say earlier was just how, the mechanics of cutting with a Warrenclyffe and it's almost like a force multiplier, you know, and all that. It's just pretty interesting, you know, like how they talk about arcs and things like that when it comes to cutting with this. This is my cheapo Yojimbo, which would be a cold steel. This is the full size Tough Light. Dan's got my mini now, so
Yeah.
But that's a nice design. You know, it's not going anywhere. You can choke up on it really nice. You know,
Those are actually surprisingly well used and loved in the community. Everyone that has one never really gets rid of one because they once again put in the amount of work that isn't proportionate to the size of the item.
Yeah. This one, the mini was good. Yeah. But I like this one a little better, and I like the color too. This kind of browny earth, whatever you call it. But yeah, you know, this to me this wouldn't be a primary carry. You know, lately I've been doing like this small to medium, and then with a big, and then carrying a larger folder as well. So, you know, but yeah, Warncliffe's definitely. I mean, it's basically a box cutter in a way. You know? But you know,
I've seen that same thing that you did on the Yojimbo, and I'm gonna have to say, like, a lot of it's an infomercial as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, okay.
Right, like, oh yeah, this is the best. Oh wait, you teach that class, and then you designed that knife, and then you told it as the best thing in the world.
Makes sense. Yep.
Evan, you got your Emerson on you? If you got that, you had the Emerson, right?
The Commander?
Yeah. You want to talk about a force multiplier and slashing? Anything that's got a recurve is going to take something off.
Yep.
Yeah. That's dude, it's going to drag, it's going to go, like Emerson did the recurve for a reason. And you know, it indexes well, it points well. I don't believe in the concept of knife fighting. I think it's all fake. If someone uses a knife that you don't usually see it coming, and you're dead. So
I have this Emerson as well. Like it's like they make it very slicey. I would say that. Like,
but look at the difference between yours and Evan's. Like yours is a slicer. Evan's is like if he hits, it's gonna go deeper because of that recurve. Evan, I don't know if you can chat about yours real quick there, which model and all that kind of stuff for the people. Yes, exactly, Evan or Elton. Sorry. That yes.
I think Evan has a Commander. Evan,
is it? I can't tell. Sorry, you can make them big, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Evan, we cannot hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, Evan, I think you're muted, man. Okay. Evan's having technical difficulties.
Okay.
But Elton, the one you have, yes.
The Vaquero.
The Vaquero. Yeah. Like, that's a force multiplier. It's because it's a pocket chainsaw.
Wow.
Is yours the plain edge? Sorry. I
can't yeah, for sure. I don't get serrated. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have both. I'm not sure. I'd have to check.
You remember the Desperado?
Yeah, I do. That thing's awesome. Yeah. That was also like it's designed to do that. Like, you know, the reason why those smaller knives, like I could take a Kiridashi and say this is the ultimate cutting, because if you look at it, all my force is behind that edge, right? Yeah, it's gonna push deep as far as my hand goes, but it's gonna stop where my thumb is.
Yeah, you got a lot of control.
Yeah, your Vaquero, you could not even hit a guy properly, and he'll take off half a limb.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Espada, because you come back, and that's basically the chopping, you know, the chopping position. Yeah. So, did we get the mic fixed?
We cannot hear you, Ivan.
No, can't. Down.
Nope.
Oh wait! Did you sigh? We heard a sigh.
Yeah, we heard a sigh.
Yeah, heard a groan.
Try again, maybe.
Does that work?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're back.
Okay. So as I'm trying to close the settings, so yeah, Commander, blade on it. The recurve is awesome. It's fizzle, but the way he does his edges is just amazing, and just to slice and cut cutting. It's not super thick, but thick enough. Really got some meat there. Handles amazingly comfortable. Yeah, going through, you know, what do we usually do with our knives? Open boxes of other knives. It does amazing at that, cutting little bits of rope or paracord or whatever. Recurve really assists in that area because there's that little bit of extra surface area, and coming around this part of the edge here, the belly, just grinds right into it and doesn't last long after that.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
That also reminds me of one of the choppers I have. Let me show you guys. A little bit similar style of blade, if you look at it. Right. This is a ground fighter by Lightfoot. Yeah.
He keeps a very thick tip on his knife too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right there. So yeah, it's a fighter, so that's why he named it as a ground fighter. So look at the geometry on this one. Pretty good.
Yeah. It's that recurve, right?
That's the recurve right there.
And I think I have the mini command. They make a mini commander, right?
Yes, they have mini commander too.
I think I have the mini commander and I think the only drawback on it is, and Evan, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like sandpaper coming out of your jeans. Like you could pull your pants up with it sometimes if it doesn't wear in properly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, I got the satin clip, so it's actually a little bit thinner.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't really have that stock clip that came with it. Yeah, it's super tight. Not steel tight, not cold steel shredding. But yeah, the G10 is just sandpaper. Yeah, you're right along those lines.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
These are sandpaper, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything which is like G10 and it has a checkered pattern is a sandpaper, literally.
This feels like that skateboard tape, actually. I ended up actually breaking the clip on this one because I was trying to bend it just so I could actually carry it.
Oh.
So that kind of sucked, but now I got to find a new clip for this. So that's an SR1 Lite. So that's a pretty not girthy. It's got I mean, you could baton this one, no problem. Definitely. Yeah. Especially it's got the triad lock on it as well. So yeah, I like big blades. So
Dan, do you have anything you want to show? Chopper?
No, I'm pretty good, man. Honestly, I mean, most of my stuff has switched over to, like, you know, more office carry and stuff like that lately. Okay. But you know, but like I still think that recurve is cool, and just to kind of talk about the recurve, like this is the Mamba, like this is a very old blade, right? And it's got that girth, it's got that reinforced tip, and it's got that recurve, right?
Yeah.
And people have used you can get a lot of companies have a Mamba you can buy like their own version of it, but this is kind of like the granddaddy of them, and it's a great cutting tool, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, good in the hand, and you can draw cut, and you can whatever you need to, and it's just that shape that lends to cutting, right? So, you know, maybe
my thing with the recurves that I don't know, maybe you can enlighten us, but is the sharpening. Is that they can be a little finicky. Like if you're trying to use a guided sharpener, you know, like let's say a work sharp.
Sure, let's use a work sharp.
Like what I mean is the ones with the clamp, not the field or not the guide, that one. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, like you mean like the Lansky
like a
kind of thing?
System? Yeah, like where you
then just use like a triangle. Like they have those ceramic or the triangle versions, right? That you can buy for them instead of the flat stone.
Okay.
Yeah, just do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because what I tell people to do though is like if they're using this,
yep,
instead of trying to go on this,
okay,
right? Yep. This edge has diamond on it, right?
Yep.
So just go to the edge because the edge will follow the recurve.
Okay, just ride the edge.
Yeah, just find the edge.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And this one, honestly, this thing is awesome, and this works great for recurves too, because it is that barrel shaped, right? So it fits the recurve pretty nice.
Yeah, actually, that's what I tried when I got it. That's what I hit the Spartan on it.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say now this is probably the sharpest this Spartan has been since I put it on that one. It just livened it right back up because I was going to get rid of this.
Yeah.
And now the guided feel or the work sharp kind of like just
brought it back. I don't know if you've ever used one of these, Evan, or have one of these, but I think this was the
got those.
the tool of the year as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I have a few more knives to show.
Yeah,
let me show you guys a few more, and then we will. So pocket chopper I have over here is this slip, the Jaff. I think this is a pretty badass pocket chopper. Look at the thickness of this blade. Very tough, very sturdy knife. Like if you are looking for something badass, like I think this is one of those customs.
It's one of those ones like we were saying, right? It can do more work than you think it could.
You could definitely, and then you guys have definitely seen this Bottega. This is definitely a big ass chopper.
That's a chopper and a half. Dual grind, the thickness on it, my God.
Yeah, it has everything. I think like this is one of the badass choppers I have. I think this is the biggest knife I own in the folders as well. And then this one, this is Blood and Thunder. Big knife. I think it can take like big tasks as well, right? But the most, I think, liked knife, if you guys ask me, the reason I like Graham is because the way he designed his, even the smallest blades, like how usable they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a pocket V, right? You have a blade over here, you have a razor over here. You can work a lot with his knives, like which you don't find that easily on like a lot of makers, right? But if you talk about like Prime Stubby or you talk about V or even GT, like you will not be disappointed. This is like one off, like I think he made only 6. This is definitely one of the best in class, like Pocket Hawk, I would say. And that's about it. That's about it. I think try, like if somebody didn't try ever like the V, try V. This knife is small but very powerful. Like you will not be disappointed with this knife.
Which is the one that CRKT just redid? The newest CRKT one.
The newest. Let me grab that. Hold on.
Yeah, because one of the things too, right? Like obviously, companies like Boker, CRKT, and some other ones, you can go and get that design and see if it works, right? Before you go spend it, spend that kind of cash. Plus, it's fun to make permit to run around and grab things.
Yeah, I think another real popular Warncliffe out there would be these the QSP Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it
Penguin?
People, yeah, these are really good entry level. I would say, Warncliffe type everyday.
Would you call them entry level? They're pretty damn well made, man. I have one now. So
entry level price.
Okay.
Price, yeah. But I mean, as far as materials and that go, no. I mean, these are great blades for the price. Yeah. And I just had to get one just because of that, the price wise, and a little small, but great little knives.
What's the specs?
Blade, I think these are D2, and then I've got. I think this is the speckled my card on this one. I got the little different one. So I know they've got that denim and then another type out there. So this one does have little bits of something in it. So yeah.
Okay, I have both over here. So these both are like the prototypes, which is made for CRKT. So this is the custom version of GT. You will find like the similar design and pattern and everything. It is available at CRKT. Try it. It is very economical when it comes to CRKT. You get like good quality as well. And then they have this stubby version, exact same looking. This is a prototype um, of stubby. So you will not be disappointed by these two knives. Like, try it, carry it, use it, and then if you like it, if you want to move to the customs, sure, go ahead and do it.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing too, right? Like Evan, I don't remember how much the Emersons go for, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Kershaw was doing Kershaw Emersons for a while for pretty inexpensive, right?
Yeah.
Like a fraction of the price.
I think the Kershaw Emersons are $50-$60. The regular Emersons are high 2s, 3s.
Okay.
But yeah, the CQC6, the Kershaw Emerson one is a beautiful little beater of a nice. Most of them I think are frame locks.
Okay.
The 9K is basically the commander version, and it's slicey, very very slicey. They do a really good job of interpreting Emerson's.
Mm-hmm. And I think they're probably like D2 or something like that, right? I'd assume probably a decent steel.
I think they're 8
or the 8CR.
I think so.
I can never. Okay, that's still pretty decent, especially if you're getting it at that price.
Yeah.
My only complaint was they're a little small.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, they were 8CR. I think there's a couple D2s, but yeah, they are depending on which model you get, they are small. You have the 9K was regular size. They have an XL one that's more of a normal size. But great little guys.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I've been kind of doing more research on, because I'm on, like, Perminder understands this, and a lot of guys understand it. Man, the crappiest thing about custom knives is being on a wait list.
Let's not talk about it, okay? Because
world problems, eh?
I've been on wait list for knives that I paid for 2 years, 3 years, and it's like I forgot that I even ordered the damn knife. But then sometimes I'm like, damn it, that version from CRKT or that version from Kershaw looks pretty damn nice.
Recently, I talked to someone, and that maker said, like, my wait list is about 11 years. And I was like scratching my head, and I was like, I don't know, maybe life is going to change by that time. I don't know. I can commit to that.
I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking. Like, I mean, it's harder to find Emersons and some other knives up north. I find a lot of guys don't carry them due to the price point, and sometimes I just don't feel like tracking them down. But I was at I can't remember where I was. I apologize, guys. I was at one of the stores, and I saw these Kershaw Emersons, and I was like, maybe should I? And I think I might. I think I might go on a little shopping spree. I need to pick up that tri-tip. I need to pick up a Kershaw Emerson, and yeah.
I think like the only Emerson I have on my wish list right now is CQC7 in custom.
Yeah, the original OG.
Yeah, the original OG, and that's about it. I got this particular one like to try how the customs was, and this was in Canada, and I got lucky that I don't have to go anywhere to find this. This is a nice one. But I would prefer a smaller one. This is a big, as you guys can see, like this is a big knife. This is
sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of big.
Sort of big. In comparison.
It's about normal for around. Yeah. I like big knives. See, I forgot about this one too.
That's that artesian one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a proponent.
Proponent. I see it. Yeah. People have it, and I always look at it. And I always want to see it in person because it's so.
It reminds me unique. It reminds me of a Medford quite a bit, actually. Because if you in a way, yeah. I mean, they almost look like, that could be an Emerson, or sorry, not an Emerson, a Medford. But yeah, thickness wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, this is a fun blade, and it drop shuts really nice. But it's so thick. I mean, that's the thing. And
it's
then
just
it locks out.
It's cool. Like I've seen it. I always see it, then I forget about it, and then I see it, then I want it again.
And it's 154 cm.
Nice.
You know, so it's actually a really decent blade. You know, and then like we were talking about the Gerbers before. That's the Asada. So this would be like the flat iron. I do have a flat iron, but only part of a flat iron. Because actually,
what happened?
I was I want to make another set of scales. So because it's a frame lock, like
it's a very hard knife to take apart.
Oh no, I destroyed the screws. So I mean that's part of why. No, I ended up having to slot them. It was a real Gerbers are horrible to take apart.
Yeah, I tried to take one apart for someone too, and I couldn't do it. And I just said no.
Yeah, but I have another one, another flat iron actually inbound on it from a trade. So I thought, oh, now I can take my time modding this one. But yeah, so this one's the Asada, which is in D2, and it's on bearings, I believe. This one's a little messed up because I had to take it apart too. So this one will probably get a rehandle. But
so basically, you destroyed knives.
Yeah, well, it's a Gerb. This one was $50. So yeah, if you look at this, this is a flat iron, and this one came out before the Asada. So yeah, this one's more of a it's got more of a tip on it.
Yeah.
But again, they're not very thick, So in a way, yeah, they are kind of like a pocket chopper or a pocket cleaver, but they don't really have a lot of weight behind them. And this one would be really uncomfortable. It's so thin, near the lock that it's too thin in the handle. But these are fun blades too. This is another Cabela's if you can find them, on sale type thing. So, but the flat irons as well. Another thing I did was actually knock down the bevel. They're a little thick, I found, behind the edge. So I think I knocked this one down to about a 20 degree at least. So it makes it really nice and thin, so you can do some nice fine cutting with this one as well. So, because that's the problem, another little thing to talk about is you get into something like the Proponent, it's such thick blade stock that, for, and even again, the Medfords, you're going to have a real hard time being like a box cutter. There's so much, extra steel behind these edges that, once you go too far, you're just going to get that extra, contact, with the steels and that. So, you want something slicey, but you want something durable, you can't really have, both type thing, I guess. But, at least with this, I mean, that comes to a pretty acute tip, with a Warncliffe. So, I mean, if you go with a hollow ground Warncliffe, that tip is going to be like a needle on that, even with a, thick spine. So, and of course, yeah, I've got, I got my sheepdog as well. So that's another thing to say too. I mean, CKRT does have a lot of like production customs, I guess, like you guys were saying, but so does Kaiser. Kaiser's got a few makers, designs up there too. So
yeah, I mean, when I say CRKT and Boker and stuff, they've been doing it for the longest time, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
like you could get RJ Martin Kershaw's back in the day and stuff like that. And,
yep.
Those big names unfortunately aren't with Kaiser and stuff yet. They might be in the future, right? Riat does some pretty high end stuff, so I mean, you never know. Comes down to it.
Yeah, Dirk Pinkerton, I think, is the one on these guys.
Yeah,
he does.
He's been around for a long time, and
he's got a couple on Kaiser as well. So some actually really nice sheepdogs. So, or not sheepdogs, Warncliffes, nice. And titanium. So
awesome. Cool stuff to see today for sure. I'm gonna do a little something curveballish here. Since we have a guest on here, Evan, and we appreciate you coming on and making us jealous with the amount of sunshine that we can see in your picture.
Yeah.
He left the flashlight on in the back.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Probably with flashlights. We always talk about kind of like, you know, everyone's got a style, everyone's got a knife that they're looking for or chasing. So maybe let's just I wanted to ask you a question. What's next on the docket for you? What are you looking for, or what are you trying to chase, or what's in the mail?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And I'm honest, like I didn't expect this kind of a good question from Dan.
I know. Usually, I just sit back and relax. I'm the old
Like,
man.
I know. He usually just F around all over, and then wow, that's a good question.
That's my job usually. But the sunshine outside, the warm weather has maybe triggered something. But Evan, to you, please.
Yeah.
Nothing in the mail. I'm big on the trading, so we'll see what happens. Some of those lights are definitely available, and yeah, I just sort of happy with sort of where I'm at with the collection at this particular point. So, you know, there's that, you know, I would, but for now, I think I'm kind of comfortable. Like the Commander, like the Plague Doctor, I have what I need, and I don't, yeah. Unless somebody wants to trade me something really cool, I think I'm good set for the moment.
What's that trade something cool knife? If you had to name one, just something that you don't expect to come across the table, and it did come across the table. What would you love to see someone go? I want that flashlight. Here, I'll give you this.
Well, I think I think I'd like a barrel light. The barrel makes a nice little light. So
Okay.
I would definitely be trading that. Say perhaps Chris Reeves might be interest.
Nice. People that are listening, if you want to loosen something out of his hand, grab a Chris Reeves.
Who's that?
Cool. I was saying, the people that are watching, if you want something from Evan, open up that CRK trading box.
So basically, he wants to buy it, but not want to trade it because he doesn't want to lose his collection too.
That's like all of us.
Yeah.
Well, I've got lights. I've used the lights. I'm good with the lights. Same with the knives and other things. I have them. I've used. So why not spread it around and let other people experience what I have, or you know, and what people have who like the same sort of things like Focus Works or Yellow Day or Emerson or whatever. People who, especially Emerson's up here, because they don't do sell to distributors, or they're just doing drops on their website. So those are tough to come by, definitely. But yeah, I'll definitely trade some lights for some stuff. We'll see what comes.
Nice. And Alton, let's ask the same question to you.
Oh boy. Well, for a while it was Emerson. I just keep saying that. For a while it was a Medford, so I got that. But I would say off the top of my head, again, trades are great, or you know, it's just selling off stuff you don't normally carry and then kind of hoarding that money and then finding something on the secondary market. So I would say right now, Hinderer and a Vero, and then from there maybe some weird steels and Spyderco. So like something K390, or maybe a Yojimbo, something like that. But yeah, Vero and Hinderer. I would almost say a Hinderer is up there, because I've got I got a ZT, and I got a ZT 0562, and that would be kind of like one of the smaller Hinderers. But I kind of like the customization that you can do on the Hinderers with all the different scales and things like that. So if I had the money sitting there from sales or whatever, and I found the proper priced Hinderer, I definitely would jump on it. Followed up by a Vero. I don't know. They're just, again, the customizations, handle scales, screws, all that fun stuff. You get bored with the knife and you can do something totally different with it. So yeah.
Nice. Dan, that same question. So let's thanks first of all Matthew Fry. He was watching online on UEC Canada.
Yep.
He had to go. So thank you, Matthew, for sticking around. Much appreciated. Okay, Dan. Now same question applies to you.
What's in the mail? God knows. You know how bad I am. Yeah, there's probably, I don't know, 100 knives. 100 knives on the way in, probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I have what I remember. I got some Bokers coming in from Boker. I don't know which ones. The Slike is coming in. The manual OTF double-edged dagger from Boker. I got a custom coming in, hopefully soon, from Crew Customs. I don't know what it is. Crew Customs, he's out of South Africa. Awesome maker, does some beautiful designs. And I just said, do whatever you want, man. And he said, okay. So when that comes in, that'll be great. One of the ones that's on my list right now that I'm just waiting for is I want one of the Boker integral copper Barlows. I think you saw that one too, where they use. So it's the first company to do an integral Barlow. It's gorgeous. It's just out of stock, so I'll wait for that. And then I'm on a waiting list for some other knives. I got some trades coming in, which I'm just like, hurry up! Where the hell? So yeah,
they probably went to BC first.
I have no idea. No, so Elton hooked me up solid, and I love vintage stuff. I love rare things. And this is an old school thrower, carbon 5, made in the USA, hard to find. So Elton, thank you for that. And then the other two were actually vintage as well that I got from you, the little mini pal there than the other guys. So
okay, you got only one thrower, or it's a set of 3?
No, just one.
Yeah, that's how they sold them back in the day.
Back in the day, sold them as singles. So like the other one I have from them is the True Flight, the TFT, and they sold it as a single. That entire sets thing was like a Gil Hibben did a lot of sets, and then after that, people started doing sets of 3 and whatever. But I only own 3 throwing knives. So I have my TFT, this one, and then I have a custom Bobby Bratton Pro Thrower, and that's it. So yeah, for me, waiting on just a few things to come in the mail. Raminder, I guess your turn.
I have some fidget things coming. I don't know you guys heard about High-Tech's gear. Like they make poker chips.
Okay.
So few of those poker chips are coming. If you guys know, like the Karen, they make like nice knives, and they Ben also makes like nice worry stones. So I have worry stone coming in, and then I have Peter Carey coming in.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe we'll see them soon, and then hopefully.
Oh yeah. Also, I have one. First time I'm buying one Italian knife maker, so that is also coming. So next show I can show you guys.
Nice.
That's going to be first Italian knife. Yeah.
That's
about it.
Yeah, I'm waiting on a bunch of stuff yet, actually. So I think I've got 8 coming. So
yeah, that joke from in there about going to BC. So that was Elton's package. It went right past me to BC and then came back the other way to me.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, Elton, look at this. He's like, what? Why would they go past Alberta to come back to Alberta? I'm like, oh.
Maybe they forgot on the truck.
Maybe.
They're on track.
Yeah. Wow. So
it was a great show, guys. I think we did pretty good, and I appreciate Evan. You came to the show. It was fun, and you bring like all the sunshine with you. You know that one of those God pictures when they have like all the light behind them. It's kind of that situation right behind Evan. And thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
And Evan, great collection. Thank you for sharing that collection.
Yeah. And
thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Sorry, go ahead, Evan.
Oh, I was going to say your guys' collections are pretty awesome too. The Medford and all the classic stuff that Dan has, and all the custom stuff that you have, Parminder. Just
thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
Lots of fun.
Let's wrap her up then. Elton.
Yeah. Elton, any last words?
Oh, just like to thank everybody that follows us on the Gear Mantra and the EDC Canada International site, and see our members numbers are starting to come up a bit again on the EDC. I'm approving a lot of people, almost one a day at least. So that's good. And we're starting to see actually some more traffic from other sites that are kind of related to this, to the knives and EDC stuff too. So that's good. One big community doesn't mean, just because you're a part of one group doesn't mean that you can't be a part of another group and, cross contribute. And, we all have the same interests in mind and the same hobbies. So, why not, come on and check it out, see what we've got, post pics of your EDC stuff, buy, sell, trade, weekly, all that good fun stuff. So, again, people always have something that maybe isn't their style this week or this month, or they're done with it, like Evan was saying, and, it's time to pass it along and trade up, or, what have you. So yeah, the more exposure you have, the more selection and things like that you can kind of choose from. So yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody that contributes to the site and, tunes in and watches the videos as well.
Yeah.
Again, thanks, Evan, for joining us. Always fun. If anyone else wants to join, let us know. Thanks for watching, and thanks for contributing on all the sites. And please continue to do so.
Perfect. So last, I think I forgot to mention earlier, but we made 7 hanks of RBG, actually 10 hanks of RBG rear blade and gear. This is only 10 we made, and we have only 3 left. If anybody who wants to buy this, you can just contact me or Dan. Thank you so much who already watched the show, who will be watching later on. And please subscribe to our channel, join our group Rare Blade and Gear EDC Canada International, and thank you everyone, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
All right, have a good one.